he's one of the greatest anime manga villains of all time because he won. He won. Like, not a lot of villains could say that in their stories, that he won. And it wasn't like, oh, he technically won. No, he won point blank, period. Like, Shaman King.
All right, let's go to the list. Let us do the list. All right, go to number 50. Can you remove the banner?
Wow, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So now let me make sure I'm up here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our top 50 villains, top 50 antagonists, top 50 antagonist list, antagonists of the protagonist list. This is a culmination. You can also see everybody else's list while we go. This is a culmination in terms of all their lists. I used some math. Again, if you want the formula, I'll tell you if you really want to know. But I was able to come up with a consolidated list from all our suggestions, and this is the top 50. So let's start off from the very bottom. We'll go through intervals in 10 to talk about all the characters and have a conversation about them, see if they're in the right spot, all that good stuff. Scroll down to 1 because you're missing the 50. There we go. So let's start it off. Number 50 is a man from Shaman King. I had to search up some of them because some of them I didn't know. Man from Shaman King, the main antagonist. I think Lonnie had him highest on his list. I also think Miles had him on the list as well. But he made our list as a top 50 antagonist. Lonnie, you can talk about him.
No, he is one of the greatest. I think I had him in my top 10 because he is, or top 15. He's one of the greatest anime manga villains of all time because he won. He won. Like, not a lot of villains could say that in their stories, that he won. And it wasn't like, oh, he technically won. No, he won point blank, period. Like, Shaman King is, of course, like, if you watched it as a kid or like you watched the reboot now on Netflix, which is pretty fire. They also have the sequel out on Netflix as well, of Shaman King Flowers. Shaman King tournament, basically whoever wins becomes god of the world and can do whatever they want with the world. And he's been reincarnated multiple times. He had the most powerful spirit. So it's basically like the whole, throughout most of the show, you just knew that people's power levels are like 4,000 and his is like starting out like 300, 400,000 and stuff like that. You already knew like there was like no way people are really going to close that gap. And he ended up winning the tournament, beating the main character. And he kind of like decided like, you know what, I'm going to wait to see what happens. I'm not really going to go I'm not going to just destroy everything. I'm just going to chill, but I won, nigga. And you see him like in the sequel too, just being basically God. So yeah, he did what almost no villain does, and he beat the story. So yeah, he deserves to be on the list.
Santo, can you grab the scroll bar and move it just a little bit so we get the number 41 as well?
Oh, and his drip is cold.
There we go. But we'll talk about all of the 10. So because we can't spend all the time talking about everybody individually. But as you guys can see, Zeref is number 41, Vegeta number 42, Major from Hellsing Ultimate number 43, Kira from JoJo's number 44, Garo from One Punch Man number 45, Rachel from Tower of God number 46, Isabella from Power Miss Neverland number 47, Haku from Naruto number 48, Greed from Full Metal number 49, and of course Hal number 50. What is our thoughts about?
I have a prediction. I think Rachel's gonna end up being like, she might end up being on the Mount Rushmore villains because of how complex of a character she is and how much like the author makes you hate her. Because I don't think I hate a character beside. Not I would if I had a gun and I can only shoot like her or Shao Tucker, I would really think about it. I would really think about it. She's such a vile person, bro. Like I hate her. I hate her with a passion. Like I really hate this person. Like I almost didn't put her on the list because of how much I hate her, but then I remember like she's low key such a great character because of the reaction that you get from just seeing her be herself. But she's very complex. She's not completely evil, but she's also like so pathetic and such like a disgusting person that like she does like these. It's crazy. I don't know. You have to read and watch Tower of God to just really understand how much of a bad person she is. But
Before
also
we keep
how
on,
she's not completely bad at the same time, which also pisses me off.
before we completely go into it, Santos with another 5 memberships gifted. Appreciate you, my boy. Constantly supporting the channel. We definitely love and appreciate what you've been doing for the channel, keeping us going. We appreciate that, of course. But yeah, Santos MVP, man. Shout out, man.
Mhm.
What do you think about
Uh,
Rachel Riddell?
Rachel, I agree, is amazing. I think the more and more I think about Rachel, the more I'm interested on Rachel and her character arc. Because obviously, if you watch season 1 of Tower of God, Rachel is one of the most hated characters of all time.
That's
Like
just from
after
season
season,
one. She only gets worse, chat. She only gets
she
worse.
doesn't get better, but the intrigue of what Rachel and Bam's relationship is fascinating because it's obviously connected to Bam's backstory, and Rachel has an ultimate goal. Her character can go in so many different directions. She could have the worst ending. She can do something crazy when it to Bam. Like they could end up together because at the end of the day, I don't believe in any relationship that Bam is with. And Dorsey, I don't believe in. I don't believe in all any of the princesses. I'm not buying any of them. Is Bam Bam and Rachel is like a toxic version of Mika's son Aaron. It's like it's not okay, but you're kind of still like, what's gonna happen though? What's really gonna happen? I'm
I hope
Rachel,
he kills her. I'm so serious. I hope
but he's not. You
smite,
know
I,
he's
I
not
hope
gonna.
he smites her ass.
I
Double,
second that.
double thorn powered up. I hope he smites her ass. And I'll be yelling, whoop that trick throughout the whole chapter he's doing it too.
Eh, for Rachel making Lonnie rage this much, and Rachel being such a hated character, but also being such a good character, that's why she ended up making my antagonist list too. Uh, she's great. I think she deserves this spot. She'll only get better. I'm with Lonnie. She'll only get better as a character, with all things considered. Um, but other thoughts, Vegeta
I'm gonna
actually
put it on
didn't
the
make
list.
my list because the what I like about Vegeta is mostly him as a good guy for the
Same.
most part. So that's why he didn't make my antagonist list. But he does have really good antagonistic moments. So I'm not even mad that he made this
So
list.
I did.
originally Vegeta wasn't gonna make mine, and then I remembered when he went Majin, and ironically, what triggered this was his reason why he did it. When Supreme Kai's right, the fate of the universe is on the line, and you want to have this dumbass fight, and his. By the way, shout out to his DBZ voice actor because he fucking sold it. He's like meaningless. It's like, and you could he just spills it all out about why he has to do this, why he has to do this now. And then obviously to get over the point, he murders like how many people at that tournament? He murders hundreds of people just to get Goku to finally scrap. And I said, I get it. I fucking hated it, but I get it. And also, man, when he first came in, he was whooping ass. God, in Namek, my boy had a kill streak. He threw the UAV and he had whatever the attack chopper up in Namek. My boy was putting in work as a villain before he obviously he switched over.
He probably should have. I probably should have put on my list, but I thought revisionist history, like people probably aren't going to put him down because of everything he's done in like Super and like later on. So I just didn't put him on. That's my fault. I should have put him on there.
One reason I put him on there because of his parallel with Goku
Yo.
and the build to Super Saiyan that he has. Foreshadowing Super Saiyan is portrayed through Vegeta of what a Super Saiyan is meant to be. We think it's supposed to be a ruthless Saiyan, and Vegeta fits the criteria, but it's used to characterize why Goku actually became a Saiyan through his connection with Krillin. So it's like I think it was a great way to subvert expectations, build up to forms, and most of Goku's characterization as a Saiyan Earthling is in putting conscious to Vegeta, which I think is really good. So I think he was chess match between him, Gohan, Krillin, and Frieza on Namek is also fire. So I think all of that from Saiyan Saga to Frieza Saga is why I have him as one of my favorite villains.
I'm not mad at it. I think Vegeta definitely is warranted a spot as well. Haku making the list surprised me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think it was too short for hockey to get on this list.
We're
Who
probably
who
talking
voted?
about.
Who put him on their list?
I know I did.
Random.
I did. I did just.
I mean, it was so good. He's rereading it.
Fair.
You can make fun of me all you want. That shit's fire. I don't care. I really even now, like, if I had to do like a tier list of the villains, Zabuza and Haku would be up there. Obviously, I haven't seen the rest, but I really enjoyed their portrayals in the manga. So I put him up there. I also put Igris up there because he was whooping Jinwoo's ass. He said Jinwoo threw the daggers down. He said, "All right, bet I'm gonna whoop your ass this way too." He just happened to. It was like plot is why Igris lost for real. If we're keeping
Well, you put Igris down.
Mm-hmm.
He was there for like 3 chapters.
Igris was
the
a mod.
antagonist for, like,
I'm not gonna hold you. Once I got to like 40, I was like, "Fuck it, man." I was
I
like,
was saying, like, he was like an antagonist for like 1 encounter.
and he was whooping ass. He was whooping the MC's ass.
Dang, so
random
winning,
has-
so winning one fight makes your top
Also-
50 list.
Oh, don't give me that. Don't give me
wait,
that.
Sato,
J-Rock flicks keep rocking up. I don't want.
Wait,
y'all not give
Sato,
me
here's
shit.
another thing. For top 50 antagonists of all time, during that 1 encounter, can you tell me one word that Igris said?
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
This
It don't
nigga had
matter.
1
He didn't even
fight
say shit.
and no talking lines, and you put him on the all top 50 list.
But Igris is not
oh.
on the list at all. Haku was in your top 10 random.
I really
That's
like.
a
So
lot.
when I did it by how it wasn't just
10?
I didn't
Over
go by,
Zabuza?
I can't remember exactly. I have to scroll. But
Bruh.
no, I'm pretty sure Zabuza was higher.
Oh,
But this was
stop
just
the
how.
reaction, random. Angie Carr, $10 super chat.
Let's go.
She said, Konnichiwa, senseis. Janemba and Kid Buu has to be on this list. One pure evil, insert Dr. Evil voice. My throat hurts. Who wants to do the evil voice?
Nah.
Not doing it.
All right. And the other went to heaven and ran fades with his dead ops. I think
I put
only
Kid Buu on my
random had
list.
Kid Buu on his list.
I put Kid Buu on my list. He didn't say a fucking word. He didn't
Also,
say a
But he
fucking
was
word.
there for more
Lonnie.
than 2 chapters. He was there for more than 2 chapters.
Who cares? Who cares?
Also,
Who cares?
For this first 10, I would definitely put up Isabel and Zero. I'm Zero both up. Isabel, bro, when you talk about tension as an antagonist on Gracefield, bro.
Me and Lonnie had the same
I think I put her
reaction.
pretty high.
Me and Lonnie had the same reaction, bro.
What happened?
Yo, Ty's
voice, like,
internet has been trying to betray him the last like 3 weeks, bro. Like,
Yeah, Ty, you do be lagging sometimes.
It's all good. No, but I got what he was saying. No, Isabella, she's another complex antagonist I really like. I really do like complex people, so I think I had her like in my 20s or 30s.
Yeah, I had her higher up. I just think like the fact that she just had to do all of those things just to survive, like, is she really bad or is she just trying to get by? Like that conflict is just, I just think it merits a higher placing.
Fair. She just missed mine. She was like top 60 for me. She just missed it because I also think that she was like season 1 of Promised Neverland is one of the best season 1s in anime history, in my opinion, and that's mainly like a giant part of it is due to Isabella and what she provides as a character and as an antagonist. So I think Isabella definitely deserved this list. Ty definitely helped because he added her last second because she might have not made the list altogether. But Isabella's like that. Kisei Tetsa did not. He's from Tokyo Revengers, right? Kisei Tetsa? Or is that or am I tripping? Hukage, let me know if I'm tripping. I feel like, or Kisaki, I feel like that that's the Tokyo Revengers character. Other characters, Zerof was on my list. Fairy Tail, I'm not the biggest fan of, but I think Zerof is a fantastic antagonist for the series.
And I also had him on my list. I do like Zeref as a character. Might be my first or second favorite character in Fairy Tail, but
Really?
yeah.
He's top 3 for me. Jalal, Zeref, and Gray.
Jalal. Jalal is that dude.
Jalal is that dude.
Yeah, mine would be like Jalal, Zareth, and Urza.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, Urza is Urza. That's all I can say.
I'm surprised you didn't say Laxus.
Top 5. Urza's top.
Laxus is kind of whiny to me. I don't really like Laxus.
Really? You got that dog in him after he stopped being
He's a dog, but I was like, I don't know. He was acting like too much of a little bitch sometimes. So I'm just like,
Hey, that don't matter.
Right, man, he got over it. But Zeref is fantastic. I thought Zeref was really good. I don't like the ending of Zeref and Natsu. I thought that was lame as hell. But Zeref's story was super fascinating. Him being the antagonist, but also not being the antagonist, but kind of doing what he has to do, considering the situation. And he didn't even deserve to be put in the situation he was put in. All he was trying to do, from my memory, was like help everybody. And then he was put on this curse that made him like he had like one of the worst existences in anime history. He just lives for a very long time. He can't die. Anything that gets closer to him dies. Like his existence sucks. And he created, and his whole plan with creating Natsu to kill him. You feel for Zeref. Zeref is a fantastic antagonist. One of the big pillars for Fairy Tail, for sure.
all right. Next, what's the next 10?
Nobody else we want to talk? Oh, I will say this about the Major, because J-Rob's not here. I think he's put him on his list. The Major from Helsing Ultimate. What Lonnie said about how the Major also deserves that credit. He won at the end of Helsing Ultimate.
Yeah.
He won. He absolutely did. Which is surprising because he sucked. He was a terrible person, but he actually beat Alucard. I don't think anybody who's seen it. This is quick spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Helsing Ultimate. Wait, Santo, have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Did you also agree Major won?
I do.
Yeah, like imagine beating Alucard.
I forget the ending. Did Alucard have like a moral victory or something like that, or?
I mean, he came back, but he didn't win. He had to kind of kill himself to eventually come back later on. But he lost against the Major. The Major, his whole thing was being a human to beat a monster, and he won. He beat Alucard. So he succeeded, man. Hey, Major is a great antagonist, and all he is a major. He's a Nazi major, and that's all he is, a human Nazi major, and he beat Alucard. Shout out, man. Great antagonist. Terrible person though.